Hello everyone, welcome to FedScoop TV. My name is Greg Otto and we're here at the 2016 Red Hat Government Symposium, and I'm talking with Vincent Sritapan, a program manager with DHS's Science and Technology Office. Vincent, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So, open source, there's been a lot of progress this administration. Kind of talk to me about how you've seen it move throughout this administration, where you see it going in the next one.
So, the easiest one to answer is in August, right? So you're looking at OMB Memorandum Directive 16-21.
Okay.
This is the idea that we actually are trying to achieve a federal code policy, a source code policy, where you're looking at, we realize that we do have open source technology, custom development, and even regular proprietary software that we would use.
Right.
This idea of understanding $6 billion goes into that software every year, and pushing more and more so that we can share code, whether it's custom code, having 20% of all custom code needing to be open source. You're seeing that this realization of we have a lot of information. We're working great towards IT modernization and building our own using software that's there, whether it's open source or custom development or proprietary. But the idea that we're going to start to share, have transparency, and build efficiencies, it's great for this administration. And going to the next one, I definitely am looking to see, what's going to result. Are people actually going to push to do that 20%, making that available for 3 years? Can we start to share information? Because you'll see me harp many times talking about, we have great ideas and great work that's being done, but they're not sharing. It's all being siloed, right? And so having this ability to, whether it's a marketplace, whether we can give that out to the community and get feedback more quickly, that's where you're going to see, the government advance and leverage the open source community.
Okay, so cybersecurity, top of mind. How do you see open source helping federal agencies meet their cybersecurity mission?
So open source in cybersecurity it's been a thing for some time.
Okay.
Right. So if you think about everything from Snort for intrusion detection systems, Wireshark, and even Metasploit framework, as we use that. We use these for our security tools. What I will note, though, is that when we think about the classical, code libraries or keeping up to date with just open source technology that we use, enterprise grade, hopefully, in that regard, and sustainability, we have to think about how we can not only use them, but secure them. So how do we look at just using open source technology and sharing that information? What you're going to see for security is that there's a school of thought, right, around if I have a custom development and I make it open source, you have to be selective, of course. But the idea that I can share it out with the community and they're going to actually find bugs quickly, and I, as an enterprise organization, would be able to respond, right? Be able to fix those bugs, fix those functionalities that may be deficient, but I have the open source community helping me at the same time. So it's great to see that there's security tools out there and there's a use of having open source software, that there's a benefit from the security community that can support me.
Okay, interesting. So same type of question, but more in the frame of IT modernization. IT modernization, big deal coming from OMB. How do you see open source helping federal agencies move away from legacy IT?
Yeah, so the funny part is that IT modernization is actually led by the open source community.
Okay.
It's not necessarily in the federal government, but as we look at big data, Hadoop, using Spark, or even databases, so MongoDB, MySQL, you're seeing that how we deal with large sets of heterogeneous data, we're actually leveraging what open source has to offer today. So when we think about, are we going to move towards, more and more open source, they're going to pull us if we don't go towards it. So it's definitely a great opportunity.
Interesting. So what are the other areas where open source can help federal agencies? Is it in collaboration? Is it in mobility? Is it in shipping services faster to customers? Where do you come across there? Is it all three of them, or?
Yeah, so definitely the one that's most prominent to folks, as they'll see, is DevOps, right?
Okay.
So the ability to do rapid development, leverage code libraries that are maintained by the open source community, doing just rapid development as a whole and testing and having that transparency, achieving that efficiency. I mean, that's something that comes to mind. But the other one I'll say besides DevOps is going to be when you think about open source community, DHS S&T currently has a mobile application security R&D program,
right.
Where we are going to be funding, when you talk about development of mobile applications, these platforms, whether it's proprietary or open source, we are going to be funding how you can look at integrating security throughout the life cycle. So,
okay.
right, and this is something that we want to make available to the community, whether it's people are going to be purchasing proprietary information or it's open source and we all benefit as a whole. So definitely I'd say look forward to that. If you have, reach out to myself. We'll be looking to award as early as May timeframe coming up. So industry is participating, the research community is participating, but having not only open source tools available, but you're talking about government in this regard, putting funds towards enabling security of open source technology.
Right. All right. Vincent, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate your insight.
All right. Thank you.
For all of our videos, check out our YouTube channel, and for more information, check out fedscoop.com. I'm Greg Otto. Thanks for watching.